Hello and welcome to my video on how to calculate the factorial of a number using an unique iterative method in Java. We will not be solving this in a traditional way, we will be solving this in a unique way which I came up with. So first of all, let us know what factorial is. Factorial is nothing but a mathematical function which is used to calculate the product of all the positive integers up to a given number. So let's take an example. Factorial of a number 3 will be 3 into 2 into 1. Similarly, factorial of a number 5 will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 1, which equals to 120. So we need to write a program to do this. So now let's take a look at the code. So what I have done is I have written a Java method which takes an integer n as an input and returns the factorial of that number. So here in this code, the first line basically checks if the input number is 0, in which case the function returns 1. This is because the factorial of a 0 is defined as 1. So in the for loop, what I have done is I have initialized a variable I to n minus 1 and decremented it by 1 in each iteration. The loop runs basically for n minus 1 times and multiplies n by each integer between n minus 1 and 1 to calculate the factorial. So for those who might not understand this, it will seem a little bit complicated. So let me explain this to you via different cases. So for case 0, here we don't need to compute anything, we just have to return 1 because it is mathematically defined for 0. Similarly, for case 1 also the factorial of 1 is also 1. So in for loop, this is the statement which I have written. So what it is exactly? So here I have written a ternary statement. So what exactly is the ternary statement? So ternary statement is nothing but a way to write if-else statement in a shorter way. So this is the syntax for it. On the left side of the question mark, we return the condition. So it first checks for this condition, and depending on true or false, it will evaluate its right part of the question mark. So in the right part, these two are basically return values. If this statement is true, it will return this first value, or else it will return this second value. So here we can specify expressions like this which will evaluate to some value, and that value will return, that value will get written here, and that value will be assigned to n. So similarly, let us run this code and we will try to understand what exactly is happening here. So let's take the first case, which is the 0 case. So factorial of 0 will be 1. The function will return 1 here. So our program is returning 1, no any issue here. Let's run it again for case 1, in which n's value will be 1, and when control will reach here, it will check whether n is equal to 1 or not. So in our case, n is equal to 1, so it basically returns this value which goes into n, and we return that n from this function and we print it here. So these two cases were simple, the case of 0 and case of 1. So let us take the case of 5. So how this program will calculate, which I will be explaining to you all. So let us run for case 5 here. Let's input 5 on the console and hit enter. So as we all know, the factorial of 5 is 120. So let me explain what exactly happened in this case. So in case of n is equal to 5, loop will compute like 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So how exactly is that happening here? So let me explain it. Let me break it down to you in a simpler way. So initial value of n will be 5 here. So n's value will be 5 here, and i's value will be n minus 1, that is 4, and we will decrement i's value till it becomes 1, and we will execute this statement. So what exactly is happening in this statement? Let me show you some comment here so that you guys can understand. So let's take a look at this table here. So these two tables are for values of I and n. So in the first pass, i's value will be 4 and n's value will be, we all know that initial value is 5. So what happens in first pass, I will become 4. How? Like 5 minus 1, 4, and I is greater than equal to 1, and we will go into the for loop, and n's value is 5 here right now. So it will check for the for n is equal to 1 condition. It's not true, so false. So it will evaluate this expression n into I. So right now i's value is 4 and n's value is 5. So 5 into 4 will become 20. So this 20 will go into n. So in the first pass, n's value will become 20. Similarly, in the second pass, we will decrement. We have already decremented the i's value, so it will become 3, and n's current value is 20. So 20 into 3, it will become 60. Similarly, 60 into 20, 60 into 2, it will become 120. Similarly, in the third pass, in the fourth pass, 120 into 1, it will become 120, and in the last pass, i's value will become 0, and this condition will not satisfy. So it will come out of the for loop, and it will return 120 as a result here. So got it? So similarly, it will run for all the other cases except for 0 and 1, like that. So that's it for this video. We have learned how to calculate the factorial of a number using a unique iterative method in Java. I hope you find this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.